Hi, this week in Linking Literacy and Assessment, we're going to be talking about formal assessments of literacy. Now, all the assessments that you've been giving the child that you're tutoring, they are informal assessments. You can give them one-on-one. It's less stressful. Sometimes it seems like a game for the child, and you can tell that they're, a lot of times enjoying taking these tests, and it's not so stressful for you to give them. But as a teacher, you do need to be aware of the formal assessments of reading. Even though we're not giving any in our class right now, you do need to know what they are, possibly how to give them, and definitely how to interpret those results. So that's what this module is all about. You have a reading to do in your Gillett text, and it mentions so many different types of formal assessments of reading. And in order for you to organize all that information and understand it, go ahead and add all of that to your assessment chart so that you know what the assessment is called and how it's given, what does it test, and maybe some other notes that you might have thought of as you're doing the reading about those formal assessments. This is again going to help you later on in the course and also as a teacher to be able to understand those things. Um, you do have a discussion board this week talking about formal assessments, and with that, you're going to attach your updated assessment chart. So be sure to remember to attach that. Um, you also have a quick chapter summary to do, and this is where you're defining a lot of the terms of formal assessments in your own words. And what I want you to do for this, you do not have to do this as a report or in paragraph style at all. You're going to do this in dictionary style. So write the term and then write what it means in your own words. So very simple and straightforward. Um, you're just going to define everything in your own words. Now, of course, since you are using your Gillett text to answer these questions, you are going to need a citation at the end of this assignment, but you're just writing it in your own words. It's very simple. Be sure that you do answer every part of the question, though. There are several different terms that you do need to define. Um, I want to just mention that you've been getting some very detailed feedback on a lot of your different assignments, and there are two places where I can leave feedback that you'll find them in the grade book. One is under the rubric. If I use the rubric and assign points, there's feedback in this feedback section there. If I didn't need to use the rubric for some reason, there's also feedback that you'll see immediately when you check my grades. So be sure to check both of those places for feedback. The reason for that is um, you can use that feedback to add to other assignments later on in the course, and that way you're saving yourself the time and trouble of getting things wrong now, and you'll have it right later on. I do want to talk about the portfolio and the summative assessment that are due later on in the course. Just because they're due in that 12th week of this course does not mean that's when you should be working on them only. You are actually working on them throughout the entire course. We started on day one working on that portfolio, and the summative assessment, you'll probably start working on that pretty soon here. And I want you to go ahead and look at those assignments. What do they require? Look at the templates that I've given you for those assignments. Check out the rubrics. Begin thinking about those now and putting those together so that you're not so stressed at the end trying to work on those. And also the ongoing tutoring discussion. You need to be adding to that. The rubric for that gives you a very specific number of times that you need to be posting throughout the course. And if all of your posts are in the last 3 weeks of class, that's not going to cut it. You need to be posting throughout the course. Your extra point activity for this week is to find something in the Gillett reading from this week that applies to your child and ask a question that applies to the child. If you don't have anything from the formal assessments of literacy reading that really applies to the child you're teaching, maybe they're too young, um, go ahead and ask a question about the reading. Maybe ask somebody how they think it could apply to your child. So do that in the ongoing tutoring discussion. How do I use this information about formal assessments for this age child or this level of reader. So again, that's your tasks for this week is you have a discussion board. Of course, you're attaching your assessment chart that's updated. It's going to have a lot more information than it did the last time. You're defining terms in a chapter summary, and you do have one extra point activity. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about formal assessments of literacy.